May 8th marks a special day of glory for the Algerian population, as thousands had rallied in Sédive and all around Algeria, including colonial ruler France. This day marks a hard-won victory in Europe over Nazi Germany. France had promised independence after the win during the Second World War, as Algerian youth participated in the front lines against the Germans, just to obtain their independence from the French ruling. The Algerian population with all its parts went out for celebrating the independence of Algeria, which was automatic after the World War II. Algerians took to the streets as happy to be independent from a long-lasting colonialism, which practiced all types of torture and massacres against unarmed population, which never accepted to be under the French ruling. The celebration soon turned to be one of the worst war crimes committed in the history of the world. French army massacred thousands of mostly unarmed Muslim civilians in one of the massacres mostly known of Steve Galmakharata massacres. The French launched a 15-day campaign of violence, targeting Sédive and the surrounding rural region, bombing villages and hamlets indiscriminately. General Raymond Duval led French authorities' ruthless clampdown, imposing martial law and a curfew on a patch of territory stretching from Sédive to the sea, 50 kilometers north. Nationalist leaders were detained, and villages suspected of harboring mujahideen were strafed by the Air Force and set ablaze. Women, children and the elderly were massacred, and some 44 villages were destroyed in 15 days of retribution, in addition to over 45,000 people who were put to death by the French army and put in mass graves. Executions continued until November 1945, and some 4,000 people were arrested, which was a fuel for the Algerian War of Independence 9 years after. These war crimes, which France always denied, remain a very sensitive episode of Algerians, which will never be healed by time nor with apologies, and it will always be commemorated as part of Algeria's brave history.